Today we're going to be talking about some exercises that you can do, weight-bearing exercises for your knee and your hip actually. So first thing we're going to do is a side step. So for side stepping, you can do it without any kind of resistance, but if that is super easy for you, resistance bands work really, really nicely. Okay, so I'm going to take this resistance band and I'm going to put it around my ankles. Put it around my ankles. Okay, you can put it around up above your knees, and that makes it a little bit easier because it's closer to the center of the body and stronger muscles. And you can put it around your knee or your ankles to make it a little bit harder. If this is way too easy either way, you just need a stronger resistance band. So we're going to do some side stepping to work on the gluteus medius muscle, which is a muscle right here on the side of your bottom. Okay, it's a very important muscle in helping stabilize the pelvis when you're on one leg. It also does a lot of good work with hip abduction, bring the leg out to the side. It's very important in a lot of the things that we do because it helps point the knee in the correct direction. Okay, so speaking of that, we're going to make sure our knees are pointing towards our middle toes. Our toes are pointing nice and forward. If you have trouble keeping your toes pointed forward in this exercise, I want you to bring them in a little bit and pigeon toe them. They'll end up probably forward while you're doing it, okay, but they'll feel like they're a little bit pigeon toed. Most of us are much stronger in the front, the anterior muscles, the front of our thighs, than we are on the sides. Okay, so these muscles right here like to take over. So again, if you're having trouble keeping those toes pointed straight forward, just give a little pigeon toe. All right, so to do this exercise, we have our band on. We're just going to take a step to the side, just like that. Okay, you can have a nice tiny bend in the knee, like a little mini squat. Okay, and then when you do this, I want you to feel it right here. Whichever leg you're leading it with is the side that you're working. So I was working the right, now I'm working the left. I've got a little mini lunge here going on, so my quads are working a little bit too. Okay, my left is not working nearly as hard as my right. Now I've already known that my right gluteus medius is not as strong as my left. Okay, so that's actually a good thing to know. That way you know what to strengthen. Okay, so for this, you might do like 8 steps one way, and then 8 steps the other. Do maybe like 4 sets. Okay, get a nice little burn right there and right there. All right, and then after you're done with that, you can take your band off, put it aside. Actually, we could use it for the next exercise, so we will. So I'll put it back on. If you don't have a band, you certainly don't have to use it for this exercise. Okay, you can do it without the band as well. But we're going to do squats. Okay, I have a chair here. I'm not actually going to sit on it, but I'm going to use it as a way to tell me where my squat is and where I am in relation to the squat. Okay, meaning that my butt needs to be back, like I'm getting ready to sit in this chair, but then I don't. Okay, so when you do a squat, you want to make sure that your knees are pointing straight forward, okay, that they're going towards those middle toes, they're not going in, they're not going out. That's one of the reasons this band is here. Again, get those gluteus medius working, okay, so as you have nice squat form, you have some good strength in the hips itself. So do this again, bottom back, just like we're sitting in a chair, knees going towards middle toes, but not past. And then up and down, just like that. Okay, I have my hands forward just for a little counterbalance. Okay, you don't have to, you can make it a little bit harder. Have your hands on your hips. All right, just like that. All right, you might do 2 sets of 10, 3 sets of 10, whatever feels really good. And again, band is really helpful in this one, adds a ton more strength, but it's not necessary. All right, now I think we're done with the band. Lunges are next from the band side. So lunges, you're going to take a nice big step, okay? And then from there, you're going to go straight down. So up and down. Now you do not have to go all the way down to the floor to where your knee hits the floor. That's not necessary. You can just go to where it feels like it's pretty hard, and you can come back up from it. Okay, again with this one, knees pointing towards the middle toes, not going past. This back knee is in line with the foot as well. And we're just going straight up and down. You might do 10, you might do 5, 2 or 3 sets of each, and then switching sides. You can also do a walking lunge, okay, where you do one nice big lunge and then step into the next one. If you have a nice long area, you can certainly walk across it and then walk back, lunge style. Okay, next exercise is just standing on one leg, okay, which is not super difficult, but a lot of people do have difficulty with their balance. So we're going to stand on the leg. You're going to keep the knee slightly bent. So what I mean by that is I don't want it locked out like that, okay? I want you to have like a micro bend in it. I call it having your knee soft. Okay, so you're going to have a soft knee. The other leg's going to be rising. You're going to make sure that glute is firing because that will help you control where the pelvis is. Because if the glute is not working, especially gluteus medius, what will happen is that pelvis will drop, okay? Which makes it a lot harder to keep your balance. All right, so cut that on. All right, soft knee, leg not touching one another, okay? Hold it for about 20, 30 seconds. If you have difficulty with the balance, less, and then switch, okay? And you'll switch to the other leg. If this is super easy for you, you can make it more difficult by closing your eyes, okay? I found that's very difficult. You can also put a pillow underneath of you. And again, 20, 30 seconds. And you switch legs, okay? You might do that 3 or 4 times. And I wanted to do that exercise before I do the next exercise because it's a little bit of balance, but it's also going to use glutes and quadriceps. So we're kind of warming up to this one. I have a paper plate here because I'm doing this on my rug. You could do it on hardwood floors with one foot with a shoe on, the other foot with a sock on, whichever. At work, we always have sliders, okay? Furniture sliders to help do this exercise. All right, so you're going to have one foot that you're standing on. The majority of weight is going to be through this leg, okay? From here, this other foot's going to be on top of my paper plate, and I'm going to slide it forward, okay? I'm going to watch this knee, okay? I want to make sure it's not going past the toes, okay? And I'm going to make sure that it is going towards the middle toes, all right? And my butt is going back. I'll slide that up, and I'll slide that to the side. And I'll slide it up, and then I'll slide it back, and then I'll slide it back down. All right? You might do that 10 times each side. I'm going to move so you can see my knee in relation to the sliding, okay? So this is the leg I'm going to be standing on, my right leg, okay? So I'm going to slide with my left. I'm going to go back. You're not going to go as far with this front one because you just can't, all right? You're going to come up. And go to the side. And you're only going to go as far as you can bring that leg back up, okay, without struggling, okay? Oh, hang on, I lost my paper plate on that one. But you get the idea. Again, you're going to do about 10 of them each side, 5 of them each side, whichever fatigues your leg, okay? This is a great exercise for quadriceps and gluteals and balance. And that is all I have for you today. I'll see you next time.